Yes, let's start from here. Let's start from Honorable Taiwo Akeju. Honorable, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Honorable, let's start from the struggles that led to the creation of Osun State. How was it prior to August 27th, 1991?
Well, thank you very much, the moderator. Is must give God the agitation for the creation of Osun started during the colonial period. I could recall that it was around 1948 during the Maffasin. When Maffasin was the leader, the Governor General of Nigeria then, he was sitting in Lagos, that the Osun, now Osun, agitated, they said that they wanted Osun division from the center, of course, I think we were under Ibadan then. So we wanted Osun as a division. So they started there. Thereafter, but it became so, the agitation became so intense during the Second Republic, when Uncle Bola Ige was the governor of the old Oyo State. And the leadership at that period agitated that, of course, because due to a lot of the marginalization, and because the people thought the then Osun was too big. Osun was the old Oyo, of course. The people felt that Ibadan is too far away from Ila. You leave Ila to Ibadan, and from Ife South, now Ife South, from Ife Tedo. So people thought that there must be, the government must be brought nearer to the people. So they agitated, of course, didn't see the light of the day, because Uncle Bola, some leadership at that time, resisted it. Even issue of marginalization. Now Osun people were the one that were the helm of affairs when we left the Western region, then to Oyo State. Oyo there we had 42 local government. Just after Kano had 44, Oyo had 42 there. So Uncle Bola was the governor, SM Afolabi was the deputy governor, Bisi Akande was the SSG, Bisi Akande from Ila, SM Afolabi from Ire. So you see that, and when Chief SM Afolabi left the government, they left the government and the party to MPN. He went to MPN because of the scrambling, the primaries for the second term, 83 crisis. So Chief Bisi Akande was brought back, was nominated as the deputy governor. So you see Osun. Now we can regard as Osun. But again, the agitation continued. People say, well, because Ibadan dominated a lot of things. Dominated the politics, even. But again, we must thank God that our people are well educated there. Bachelor in the civil service, then the Oyo, were controlled by the Osun now in Ibadan. So, then, of course, but one prominent thing that caused the serious agitation was because, and the military, we must give thanks to them. We must give thanks to the Babangida-led Armed Forces Council, AFRC. They say, well, of course, because Oyo, there was tussle between the traditional tussle between the Alaafin of Oyo and the late Ooni of Ife. So, and to settle the thing permanently, the AFRC had to create Osun in 1990. But before then, the agitation was so intense, as I've said. I remember during the Second Republic, as I said, the Osun Solidarity Forum led by the Ambassador Fagbongbe played a prominent role. Chief Kola Balogun was also a member of the confab. In 1989 confab was a member. He also played a prominent role. I remember that Honorable Dosola Dipo was the one that moved the motion. He's a barrister, was the one that moved the motion at the Constitutional Assembly in 1989, Lagos, that for the creation of Osun from Oyo. And again, he even wrote a paper, he wrote a book, 100 pages book, 1,000 pages book on Osun and development and the what's it on Osun. So that we had the source persons, and we have people who are so committed to the creation of Osun. So we must give kudos to all of them, must give to them, must thank them. And some of them are still alive. The Gongbe is still alive. Those who are the sad enough, Baba Kola Balogun still more, and some of them are still around, like Chimbisa Kade, all of them. They are still much. They are not fair, is no more, but we have the Baba Shijade, but also fought seriously, gallantly for the Osun, creation of Osun State.
Now, when you talk about the creation of Osun State, there is this scramble for where the state will be located. Can you shed more light on that? How did it happen? How did you arrive at Osogbo as the state capital?
When we saw the signal from the military that they were to create one for Southwest, of course, because Kogi was cut off from Kwara, then Jigawa from Kano, because Kano and Odoyo were going at the same pace in terms of population, in terms of everything. So we realized that Jigawa was going to be cut off from Kano, Adija, then Delta from Edo. So, and of course we said, well, Abia from Imo. So Osun from the Odoyo, from Oyo. So now, as you know, there was so much tension again over the location of the capital. So our people, of course, everybody want the best thing for himself. Everybody. So the Jesha people they want the election. The Oni, not very powerful. Baba was very powerful. May God continue to bless his soul. Very nice. Was a symbol.
You mean Oni Ade?
Oh no, yes, no. Oni Sijuade.
Sijuade,
was
okay.
A symbol, yeah. It was symbol. It was instrumental to the creation of Osun.
Okay.
So he wanted Ife. Ijesha Baba Romola to also play a prominent role. He wanted Ilesha. Osogbo also lobbied that. But again, the military is their wisdom. Babangida and his guys, the Armed Forces Council in the way or not, they look at everything, the parameter. Osogbo had the chance. Osogbo was at the center of everything. Osogbo is the most central. If you are going to Elisha from Osogbo, just take 15-20 minutes. To Ifem, just the same thing. To Iwo, it's not too far. Yeah. So, okay, that is most central. And they believe that it will bring development to every sector, every unit, state, every part of the state. So, and they, of course, to God be the glory. We are happy with Osogbo. People are happy with Osogbo. And it didn't bring any rancor. It didn't bring any tension. So when they announced on that night, on 27th, when they announced Osogbo, there was jubilation everywhere. It has said to appeal to any lobby. Sir,
you are an Ijesha.
I'm Ijesha, yes.
Yes, I was told that the Ijesha people, we read it anyway, that the Ijesha people were like, it is either we or it must not be Ife, that it must go somewhere else, and if we don't have it, it must go somewhere else and not Ife. No. Is that the politics of Ijesha people then?
No, Ijesha people, I say, I'm Ijesha.
Yes.
I play a problem. We were so young then, we were young. I just live with him, but we were so young. So, but again, you must, but you see, Providence gave it to Osogbo. Just sheer Providence. Osogbo didn't love it too much. It was the tension was between Ilesha and Ife. But again, we all agree that Baba Sijuade was everything. Baba was so powerful, was close to the seat of power, and what was very powerful up to that is very powerful, respected everywhere. So, and of course, Babangida also want to offend any one of them, the two of them. I have to go to Osogbo to settle with them. It's better. And then go and settle. Let's settle in Osogbo. Unlike in Delta, people thought Warri will have it, but look at the extreme. Asaba. Look at the extreme they gave it to. So, it was not the case in Osun. Osun, to settle the crisis of capital and everything, the tension, So Osogbo, well, everybody agree. After Osogbo agree. After, but you see, one important thing was that okay, Osogbo also had been created. So whether
if people, the Ijesha people were like they were happy with Osogbo.
Happy.
But if it has gone to Ifa,
no,
you would have been happy.
No, that's what God wanted. If they are taking to Ife, that's what God wanted.
Will it going to be accepted with just that? That's what God wanted. Let's move on.
The data, also demonstration data now. Look at the extreme, as I saw the extreme.
Yes.
So it happened. So we did that, of course. It was, you see, one thing we did was that we thank God that at least they've acceded to our request that Osun should be created. And they created it. Then the tension of capital. Of course, everybody wants the capital. We wanted it for Malaysia. If you wanted it, Osogbo, where their capital was, they didn't have, they didn't love it so much. Again, when they gave it to Osogbo, everybody was happy. We were all happy. That, of course, at least at the end of the day, Osun has been created and must give thanks to God, and it must thank the military government of Babangida.
Sir, I would like to have your reaction to this. There is this belief that Osogbo did not live to the status of a state capital until maybe recently. Do you think Osogbo has been living to the status of a state capital since it was created?
No. I told you that Osun was the most central in terms of location. So that's not, Osun.
I mean, in terms of development.
Then.
Till now.
No.
Where are we now?
Osun is fine, man. No, the successive governors, like from Leo Ajiborisha, Shaka Adeleke, Udofia, Obi, Bamboye, Bisakande, all of them, Oyinola, Ralph Agbesola, and the incumbent, Oyetola, that they did very well. Look at the development. Look at development in Osogbo. Osogbo, forget. Osogbo is doing very well. Osogbo can rank now among the best in the country. Look at development. Look at Valley Bridge. We are doing Valley Bridge. Ojita is doing Valley Bridge now. No, that's so that it is with transportation. So, and traffic. So, Osogbo is more to the expression as a capital.
Sir, before we round up this conversation, sir, you said something like we had Delta State and we have some other states that were created, Jigawa, and then we have Taraba, we have Kogi, but Abia and Delta. Sir, I want to talk about development of these 6 states. How will you rank Osun? I've mentioned like 6 now. How will you rank Osun among these states that were created at the same time?
Osun, perhaps Osun is number 1. Go to Dutse. I'll go and look at development in Dutse. Adeja is more populous, more central, but they gave to Dutse. Go to Dutse today and see. Go to Umaya. Go to Umaya in Abia. Go to Kogi, Lokoja. You can't go there and come and see Osogbo. No, forget that.
But what about Delta, Asaba?
Asaba, look, if they have been worried, Worry was most developed. I think also will take precedence over all of them. I've been there. I've been to Asaba. Have done them only the airport. And now the airport is coming. So
and
it's
the
not
infrastructures.
Which infrastructure? Infrastructure is also in Osun. Look. You see, another thing is that Osun is the Osun State is the most urbanized state in Nigeria. Look at Ilesha, Ife, even Osogbo, Ila, Ikire, Ede, Izigbo. They are the most urbanized because our governors, God has been so kind to all of that. I'll give all the governors from Udofia, from Leo Iwajuisa to Babakade, Oyinola, Ralph Agbesola, and Oyetola. They spread the development across the cities in Osun State. Not like other states. Go to other states. The development was centered on in the state capital, which is not good. They want all the cities in Osun are being developed at the same pace, at the same time by the governor. So we must give kudos to all our governors. Look at what Oyetola is doing now. Look how the roads. that the road that link Osogbo to all these places, all these cities, perfect. So they look at that. Osun is the most. Osun State has the most tertiary institution in Nigeria. Tertiary institution in Nigeria. Osun has the most.
Second to.
No, I take exception. Okay. Go and ask. But you can count them. You can count them. Osun is number one. That's the highest number of our institution. So you can see, so the development, as well be the leadership at the MFI of Osun State from inception, make sure that they develop all the cities, the urban cities, alongside with the state capital, alongside Osogbo. So you can see that's why I always we have a peculiar history to tell. You can't get all these things in all the states that were created together. Go to Kogi. I've been to Kogi many times. Go to Kogi. The only cities in Kogi, Lokoja, Okene, Kaba. Go to Kaba and see. Some of them they're just like a village. So but you can't compare that to Osun. So you see, Osun, we thank God that God has given us leadership, good leadership. That's why you can see them today. That of course Osun is success.
Honorable Taiwo Akeju, thank you so much for being part of today's show. But before I will let you go, I would like you to comment shortly about the future of the state. Where we were 30 years ago, where we are now, and in the next 20 years, when Osun will be 50, where do you think we should be as a state?
We should keep hope alive and see that Osun must go to pray to God that Osun must be endowed with good leadership. So the youth must be encouraged, the women must also be empowered, so that Osun will be great. We are looking at what Oyetola is doing now as a governor. By the time he finishes this first time he's finishing next time, we hope that by God's grace he will have a second term mandate. By the time he finishes with that, we will take Osun to some higher level. Before it finishes, then you must make sure that good leadership, match. That's the first thing. Match and govern Osun. We must hope for the best, but you can't hope for the best in that situation. The leadership, we must come to tell our people that they must continue to choose good leadership. Good leadership, we make sure that we bring development, we empower the youth, create employment, so that Osun we have a good story to tell at the end of the day. So that because the younger generation can also very proud of Osun. So primarily and most important is that we must have good leadership, so that we're very proud to be Osun. Like I'm proud today now to be from Osun. I'm very proud. People are proud to be. Look at what happened today. Oyetola, look at what he's doing. Look at what the past governments have done. They've done their best. Even Oyetola commended all of them today that what they have done, they deserve to be commended. They've done very well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. From there, we'll go back to the studio. Thank you.